So definitely what we chatted about, no getting them real wet. Good time of the year to do it is now. No gardening.
No.
And if you were to get these super wet, what will happen is the crust gets real soggy.
And 3,000 of your nearest and dearest people.
Yeah, it's not happening. There we go. I think, does that work now? Okay, I'm moving on and I'll explain what I was doing so that.
Does that work now?
I think so. Yeah. So I'm going up to the next one.
I'm moving on and I'll explain what I was doing so that. Does that work now?
Good. Okay. So I want to show you here. Yes, nice. Okay. So I'm just going to recap because I know some of you couldn't hear me and I think it was a glitch with the internet. Anyway, so I'm recapping. I charge $25 to $35 per irregularity. If I have a very large skin tag, that's going to be $35. That's where that differential comes in. This nice lady here, I wouldn't have charged her $35 for any of these. This would be a $25 per treatment, per irregularity. This comes from one of our trainers down in the Atlanta area, Dawn Session. This was done probably over 10 years ago. This was one treatment for this nice lady. The lighting is a little different, but believe you me, she did this in one treatment. So she bundled a treatment for her. And that means counting up all the irregularities. 1, 2, 3, here, 4, 5. Oh my gosh, Mrs. Jones, you have well over 30 of these DPN. So I would like to bundle that for you because 30 times, say, 25, I don't know, be like 650. Let's go ahead and do this for $350 today. Would that be okay with you? We all know that the treatment is very quick. If you show them a picture from the before and after book, they'll know it's the real deal. They'll know what to expect. They can dream about themselves looking like this, and they will throw their credit card or write a check to you immediately. So then invite them in 6 weeks, because if anything still needs a second treatment, you're going to be able to treat it for them for a flat fee of $25. That would be ideal. And they feel like you're giving back. Okay, great. She's not going to charge me half of what I came in for. If I'm not real happy, I still feel something. I know I won't be bugging her. So that's ideal. If you're charging by time, I don't know how you're going to handle that one. I don't really like that now. So this nice lady would have been charged at least $300. It didn't take Dawn more than, I'm going to say, 15, maybe 20 minutes to do it, because she was a little newer in her practice when she sent me this photo. So that will be something that I really want you to kind of think about. And let's see, another here. So this nice gentleman was in my office. He had 2 skin tags under his eye. So he only had 2 tags, right? So you're thinking, oh, wow, 2 tags. Maybe even if you just said 2 large ones, that would be $70, right? So I didn't want to just charge him $70 because I also did put some numbing cream under his eye. So he was in my chair for 15 minutes prior to me treating him. His video is in our group. Each tag took less than a minute. So that wasn't the issue. It was the numbing time that was really a big issue. I charged him $100. He was super happy. He did not need a second treatment. So that's how I would handle it. If you were going to numb someone, I only numb someone 1%, 99.9%. I'm never numbing, but it was around his eye. So I wanted to make him comfortable and did use numbing cream. So $100, even though there were only 2 irregularities. So see, you can start thinking about that. Numbing time comes into play. It's a very subjective treatment. Therefore, you can charge whatever you want. But if you give the client a guideline or show them that on your website, that's where the magic happens. They may call you and say, oh my gosh, I have these 2 skin tags under my eye. What are you going to charge me? Say, you know what? I don't really know. Come in, let me do a consultation. I generally charge $25 to $35 per irregularity. We can go from there. And then this way, in case they had a couple skin tags on the neck, you don't corral yourself into saying, okay, that's going to be $70 and then have to do other irregularities. So it's really important to do the consultation in the office. Make sure you open up that before and after book so that they can dream about the results that they will get and they won't mind spending the money. Okay, so just yesterday, I had a very nice client, and she was actually a model in one of our classes last year, just for dermaplaning though. And she had these irregularities. So while she was at the training, because it was a training, we pointed out all of the keratosis. She had a lot of them on the side of her face, behind her ear, down her neck, and you'll see another picture as well here. So I had given her a price tag, and it was a low price tag. I normally would charge more, but because she was a model for us then, I told her she could be a model for us in another upcoming training, or I would charge her $250. Now, I really would have charged a client off the street $350 based on the amount that I had to do. They were all skin tags, keratosis, well over $350, but I bundled it for her. She bought my Definage skincare and the treatment. So I bundled the price down for her. She paid for her skincare, but I bundled her price down to $250 instead of $350. And she was very happy. And now she'll be using my good at-home skincare. She'll be free of her minor skin imperfections. So that's another way for you to bundle, even if they're coming in, as a standalone. She came in as a standalone treatment. I cleansed her, I alcoholed her, and I started zapping away. I didn't do any pre-treatment, no microderm, no dermaplaning, no dermafrac, just straight up doing the irregularities. She wasn't in my mobile chair for more than 15 minutes. So you can see that the treatments are very quick. So I don't want to put a timer on that, because then I might have only charged her $150, because that's what I see when I go around the internet and I look at everybody's websites on how they're charging. I see $150 for 15 minutes, $200 for 30 minutes. I'm like, no, I could not make money. I couldn't put my kids through college or a wedding or a baby shower like that. I need to make sure that I'm maximizing my skin classic, and you should too. You won't feel like you're gouging your clients, because when I finally get her before and after photo, you are going to see how happy she would be. That $250 plus the skincare that she purchased from me is going to be a distant memory. And she's always going to be on my radar for new keratosis that come up. And then I'll have to charge accordingly there as well. Let me just see if anyone has any questions. Please feel free to drop them in the chat box. So let me get here and do my next slide here. Okay, so I often do this and roll my eyes because I can't believe it. Now, this is something that people think I would never do. You should do this. If you are a new skin classic provider, or you're thinking about adding it to your menu, do what I have done. Every new modality Anytime I was in a new office, a new setting, and I needed to get the word out, there's nothing that screams, come see me, like a half price special. So doing a skin classic treatment at a half price special is the bomb. If you're not accustomed to doing the consultation, if you do a half price special, you will get a lot of people on your book. But the trick is you have got to do a kick-ass consultation, starting with your wonderful intake form that has your questions. Which minor skin imperfections would you like treated today? Skin tags, brown spots, broken capillaries, milia, yada, 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 so that they can check them off, so that you can talk to them about it. Because this is where you're going to get your practice. This half price special, if you run it for 1 week only and get people to start generating in your office or your phone calls or your videos, then this way you will become an expert. Everything will roll off your tongue. You'll have your clients in the chair and you might say something like this. Let's see. Okay, this nice lady, if she was in your chair, look at all those keratosis. And look, some of them are big. This was done actually in 2 different stages. This was done during one of our Skin Classic trainings, and I believe it was in Ohio years ago. So if you are the practitioner, you would take your Q-tip and you would say, I am so happy that you are here for my half price special. And you start touching every single one of these irregularities. Snap a picture so that the client can see, because obviously this is her back. And when you touch every big one and little one, and when you show her the picture and you count it up at least 30 or 40, look at those little keratosis, then you tell her this would be at least $600. Now, what we can do, we can bundle it and do half and half. But I'm so happy that you are here for my half price special. So if they knew that that treatment was going to cost $600, but because it's your half price special, there's hardly any way they can say no. Now, you'll do the consultation. And when you do the consultation, they may say, oh my gosh, I'm going to the Bahamas next week. Okay, great. Not a good time to do it, but let's schedule it. And because you're here for my half price special, I will schedule you for that treatment and it will be $300. Would that be okay with you? Now, I know what you're saying. That's a lot of work for $300, but guess what? If you're new to the procedure, you need to get experience. You need to get experience with your consultation. And the only way you're going to do it is with repetition. I used to consult the thin air in my car on my way home from Pueblo to La Veta, Colorado. It was an hour's drive. And when I had a new procedure, that's all I did. I kind of consulted thin air so that I would get my spiel down, because clients that you're consulting for high dollar procedures need to hear that confidence in your voice. They need to hear that you know what the heck you're talking about. So you can't say, well, microderm, what do I charge for microderm? They'll know you don't do much of it. So when you say, I charge $25 to $35 per irregularity, and you bundle that up, then they'll know you're the real deal. You've got to do it. You've got to command that. So then this nice lady would come back to the office in a month to 6 weeks for that flat fee of $25. And I might need to work a little extra hard because some of these were very large keratosis. So I would venture to say some of those would need a second treatment. But again, look at what 2 treatments did for this nice lady. Unbelievable. And so she was thoroughly happy, and it was money well spent. So if it's money well spent, you can command that. And the only way you're going to do it too is to also get your own before and afters. Use ours with wild abandonment. But if you don't have the confidence, like, oh, I wonder if it's going to work. It works. But when you get it to work, then you're going to know it, and it's going to exude in your consultation. So let me recap a little bit of what I wanted to do here before I take off because I know in the beginning some of these slides were a little not, they weren't vocal. So this is where it's at for me, $25 to $35 per irregularity. If they have multiple imperfections upon the consultation, I'm going to bundle it for them. And when I bundle, that means maybe they're doing a dermafrac treatment with me. I can do the Skin Classic immediately after a dermafrac. So if they've already spent $200 with a dermafrac for me, and they have, say, 6 skin tags or 8 skin tags, which would be 200, I might say, normally that would be 200. If you would like for me to do these skin tags for you today, I'm going to bundle that for you, and it would be $100. Would that be okay? Would you like to treat those today? And they will say yes. That's what a bundle is. It's not necessarily a discount. You're not cheapening it up. You're actually rewarding your client for already having a procedure done with you. You're over servicing them. If, like, my skincare in the office is expensive, if they're going that extra yard to purchase the skincare in my office, and I'm going to do a Skin Classic treatment on them, that's when I say, I'm going to bundle this for you. I know you spent a lot on your skincare that you purchased today, so I'm going to bundle that for you. Instead of 200, let's do 100 today. Is that okay with you? That's a bundle, okay? So that's how you want to get it in your mind. And I just want to reiterate that because of the timing factor, which I see a lot of, it just makes the client look at the clock and they think, okay, great. Some people might do only $75 for 15 minutes. So then they're like looking at the clock, and how are you going to eat up time when you know things take such quick treatment? There is no way that one skin tag is going to take you 15 minutes. It's going to take you less than 30 seconds. So don't use time. And I know a lot of my providers, even my trainers, work it out with time. And I'm going to say this: if time does work out for you and you feel like you're getting remunerated okay, everything's hunky-dory, then keep the ship going that way. But if you want to make $200 on a set of hands, $300, you want to make $400 on somebody with like a neck full of skin tags that you're going to get done in 15 minutes, your probe only costs $1. Well, then that's okay if that's the way you do it, but I want to be remunerated. If they were to go to a dermatologist or a different office, they would be charged 3 times that. And most of them don't even want to work on them. So we are at an advantage because no one else is going to do these safely and completely like we do with the Skin Classic. Can you send me the nurse is in graphic? I don't know what you mean. So Tara, what is your consultation part of the first appointment? Okay, so my consultation part of the very first appointment, sometimes a client might say, you know, I've heard about your dermafrac or microdermabrasion, and I want to come in for that. Well, okay, fine. So they come in for that, but they fill out that questionnaire. So with that questionnaire, once I get them in the chair, I always want to cleanse their skin before I give them the full consultation. So when I look at the consultation form and they've clicked off like skin tags or brown spots and all, I'll say, let me take a look. I noticed that you check those off. I want to give you a thorough consultation and let you know what I can and what I can't do. Now, I can give them all the information about the dermafrac, right? That's another story. But then when it comes to the Skin Classic, then I can say to them, I noticed that you have some sebaceous hyperplasia, these little clusters here. So I can treat those, and I can do that immediately after your dermafrac or your microderm or your dermaplane or whatever you're doing. So you can do that immediately. But that's what I call a full consultation. It's my duty to do that, as well as talk to them about the skincare line that they have checked off. Now, if they're using a nice skincare line, I'm not always going to push mine on them, But if I see that they're using oil of Olay or Arbonne or stuff that I just know won't be active enough and really do the trick and augment what they're having done with me, then I highly suggest, and this way I can bundle that treatment. I tell them, purchase the skincare, and then I'm going to bundle your skin classic treatment. And that does the trick. It gets them on the train for better skincare regimes down the road. So that's how I do that. And then can you send me the nurse and the graphic? Oh, the nurse, like yours. Okay, that's on my page. If you go to our thermolysis page or my RN Faces page, go to the photos. That's in there for sure. So you can snag that up. No problem. Okay, so I think that does it for today. Quick little recap. And also, I wanted to let you guys know that I will be at NASNPRO next week in Malvern, PA, doing Skin Classic Dermafrac Illuminate. And then the week after that, I'll be down in Florida at the IECSC with Dermafrac and the DGI, Melissa Bolin, the marketing director, and also a Skin Classic trainer. And then following up in November for the last of the year is November 4th in Dallas. So I hope to see you guys at one of these events. And please try not to make it too daunting of a procedure in order to make your Skin Classic on your menu make sense. So also, if you like, once it's on your menu, hit me up, send me your link, let me take a look at it. And if you have any difficulty at all, just let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope that was helpful, and I will catch you at another training. Thanks. Bye-bye. I think so. So I'm going up to the next one.
And I'll explain what I was doing so